Welcome everybody, my name's Michael McDonald. I run Gold Lotus, helping you rethink the way that you learn or teach a foreign language using virtual reality, and in particular with the English language. But don't worry, don't run away, don't scream running into the hills, because if you teach another language, such as French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, Chinese, Japanese, should I go on, then you will be able to apply, I'm pretty sure, many of the things that I'm applying in my teaching of English as a foreign language into your specific use cases and classrooms, whether they be online or not. But anyway, you're looking at the Mozilla Hubs page. Why? Because on the 3rd of February, I think that's a Thursday, I'll say that again, Thursday the 3rd of Feb 2022, at around 3 p.m. US Eastern Time, which is dinner time in Europe. That's about 8 o'clock in London in the evening, 9 o'clock for people in Paris and Rome. I'll be talking at the upcoming EVO sessions on the topic of this, Mozilla Hubs. Now, you might have seen Mozilla. Yes, Firefox. I can hear the voices at the back, correct. Mozilla Hubs, however, is a virtual collaboration platform directly in your browser. So you don't need any specific hardware. You don't need to download any applications. And I'm going to give you a quick taste, and I do mean a very, very quick taste of what Hubs can offer you as a foreign languages teacher, because we will be exploring many of these themes in the upcoming session in early February. But without further ado, let's jump into the back end of Mozilla Hubs before we actually look at what actually is created. And this is the back end, also called Spoke. Okay, so Spoke is the back end, let's say the engine that runs Mozilla Hubs. And here you can see I've already got some projects created. I've been experimenting probably a little bit too much in the last few years. And yes, I do have the grey hairs to prove it. But here, we're not going to jump into any churches or anything like this. I'm just going to give you a quick taste of one of the more familiar environments in the physical realm that you could visit if you're lucky in England. This is, of course, Stonehenge. But as you can see, this is one of the many assets on offer. And what you can do, you can adapt this to your particular lesson plan or what you want to actually help students learn. So you can bring in some 3D models. Here, if you click that, you can drop a 3D model and then you can bring it in directly from Sketchfab, for example, or if you've got a 3D model saved on your computer. For example, here, if I go to My Assets, I click on Models, and I've got like a telescope here, so I just click that, I drag it in, there it is, there's the telescope at Stonehenge that I can enjoy looking as the sun rises on the summer solstice. So there we go, you can play around with the assets here, and it's really, really flexible. You can bring in some videos, some links to other Mozilla Hubs spaces, and we'll get a bit deeper into that in the session in February. You can also add some music, some maybe audio commentary, audio guides, and images, if I haven't said that already. So yeah, that's just a quick look at the back end of Mozilla Hubs, which is Spoke. And once you've actually created your space, this is what it looks like. It gives you a link, and you can share that link on any mobile device. That could be a smartphone, could be a tablet, your laptop, your PC, your desktop, or even a VR headset. So for example, I use the Oculus Quest and I jump into the Mozilla Firefox reality browser on my Oculus Quest, and I can jump into this scene in 360 degrees of glorious freedom. So this here, I can't take any credit for this. This was actually created by Gabriele, a young Italian teenager in the south of Italy who worked on this project with me and some other students at a school I was working at last year. And he created this environment to showcase the cultural heritage of his region. And I'm not going to give you too much of a tour of this, because I want you to come along to the session on Thursday the 3rd of Feb at 3 p.m. US Eastern Time. And I'm really hoping that is actually the time I'm scheduled to speak, because otherwise I'll have egg all over my face. But the point is, check out the schedule. Heike Philip and her team have been putting together some wonderful speakers for you from around the world. So we're going to look at this environment, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about why this is a good thing for learning or teaching a foreign language. I'll explain to you a little bit more about how you could frame or structure your classes to get students' creative juices flowing and help them create something like this. Now, I will say that the student that created this, he didn't actually put together the island that you're seeing with the lovely water and that, but what he did was adapted this space specific to the learning objective, which was to promote the cultural heritage and tourism of his reasons. So he added some signs and stuff, and like I said, we'll get into that later, but take nothing away from that young man. He adapted this technology to his particular skills, interests, and of course learning objectives as part of the curriculum, and that's what it's all about. It's not just about consuming this tech, it's about shaping it to ways that provide you your own ways of making meaning out of certain things in life, and also of course the technology itself. So we will get into that, and we'll also look at the more, let's say, logistical or functionality or aspects of Mozilla Hubs in order to give you the confidence and freedom and power to be able to manage and herd 30 teenagers around virtual spaces. And I've got some horror stories to share about that as well. But let's move away from this space and jump into Lingo Spaces, which is a project that I'm working on, teamed up with Matt Cool. That's Cool. Yes, he is actually, he's even cooler than his name suggests, but he's a webXR developer, and webXR is what we're talking about here when we talk about Mozilla Hubs. And we created this cinema space here, following the task-based language teaching pedagogical frameworks. That's quite a mouthful. I won't try to say that again. But the TBLT framework, if you're familiar with it, I think really marries well with virtual reality. And we're going to get a little bit into this cinema here. I'm not going to take you in there during this short teaser video, because I want you to come along next month and see for yourselves and give me the feedback as educators, as learners, as human beings, as technology enthusiasts, what you like and don't like about these creations, what you think could work and might not work so well in the language learning classroom. So there we go. There's a quick teaser of Mozilla Hubs, some of the things that you can do on there, and I hope to see you soon, in 3 weeks. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in virtual reality. Check out my website. It's goldlotus.co. That's goldlotus.co. Check out the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/VR English Lessons. And there are 179 videos, to be precise, on that channel explaining how you can enhance your teaching skills using virtual reality. And there are many videos on there relating specifically to Mozilla Hubs. So check that out. And of course, check out lingospaces.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in a few weeks. Goodbye.